is up, MPX addicts, and welcome to SWE Anger Management, our favorite show. SWE, I mean, what day?
Are you trying to piss me off already?
What day is it?
It's Thursday.
April 1st.
Oh,
so
really?
April Fool's. Now, obviously, welcome to MPX Rehab, the rehab
Not in the
for
mood
the
for this,
addiction
sir.
that we all love to have, MPX Wrestling. I am your host, the hashtag certified Mark J. Williams, here with my co-host, as always,
The voice of the MPX addicts, Kyle Smith.
and man, Destiny feels like so long ago already, and it's only been like 5 days.
I don't know. It's still kind of fresh in my memory, in the fact that I don't know. It feels like last night. Like we always, obviously, because of who we are and what we do and what we're called, we glorify and hype and talk about every MPX show as it's the best ever. This, hands down, is one of my top 5 favorite MPX shows ever. This, from top to bottom, was one of the most well put together, well performed. Just everything about this card was amazing.
I mean, it's like, especially compared to Destiny last year, which had an incredible lineup. This one was just that much better. I mean, it had a whole bunch of our old favorites.
Yep.
It had 2 title changes, both of them that made you both simultaneously very happy and very sad.
Exactly. I hate when I actually like and love everyone who fights at the same time. Yeah, obviously we'll talk about it more, but both those. The tag match was special because of what it meant for, Dave to come back and be with his best friend, which is real. That is, Tatum is his friend. Anybody, that's another thing, like, follow your wrestlers. You also got to find what social media they like the best. While Dave and Tatum do have a good Facebook thing, they're mainly on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when you really get to see who Dave and Tatum are.
Yeah,
individually and together. And same with Jackson. Jackson's big on Twitter. Both of them all have good presence on Facebook, but you really want to know them, go to Twitter.
I hate going to Twitter. I get into all kinds of fights. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what.
Twitter is the most toxic wrestling drama platform there is.
I was going to say, it doesn't matter what profile.
Well, no, it really doesn't. And it's also, I mean, it's a train wreck. You can't help but watch.
Like, we've gotten into fights with a couple of promoters. We've gotten into fights with
camera people, apparently.
Camera people, and other things like that. It's
people who don't know what they're talking about. Now, granted, do we always know what we're talking about? No.
No.
But
we at least admit we don't know what we're talking about. We'll be like, okay, here's my thought, but just realize I don't actually know. Yeah.
Everything I have is an opinion. But no, going back to Destiny, like I said, one of the best cards ever put together and ever performed, really. Everyone that was on that card stepped up and showed out.
Jeez, yeah.
Even production, Cody, Tyler, and Richard, which was good to see Richard back. Security, like the people who run sound and video, just everything was amazing. And kudos to our new camera person who didn't realize she was doing it till a couple hours before. And
considering who it is and what she had to witness,
Yeah, and it was a great job.
Yeah, but let's go ahead and start getting into the matches, because the whole night, like, the first match of the night was the MPX Tag Team Championship match, larger than life, defending against the new best friends of Sagan Manning.
Yeah, we still need to come up with a name. I guess Sagan Manning's okay. They need something. And best friends is kind of taken. Yeah. Especially now that they're healthy.
They could always go with their podcast title, Just Two Boys.
I mean, they did kind of do a hashtag with the Ragers.
Yeah, I saw that because the party's over, which I had alluded to it last week because we kind of knew it was coming, but we weren't going to fully say it. Tatum, the party's over, blah, blah, blah. I was like, man, I'm not ready to let that music go. That's still one of the best entrances, and I'm glad he didn't. I would love to see some mashup hybrid of both theirs, because I like that.
If anybody knows how to do hybrids, or mashups, do it.
Oh, we have several people that could. Tony Snow. I mean, there's a lot of people who could do it. Exodus obviously makes his own music, so he
but Exodus hates Tatum. Why would he ever do anything?
He's doing his favorite us.
Oh yeah.
Because he loves us
For some reason.
No, he doesn't. He hates everyone. Hates everyone.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, I love when tag teams are like whole. Like, Rated RKO. One, I thought their mashup was the best mashup WWE ever did with those. Jericho was all right, but Rated RKO, that mashup of their two songs together was amazing.
But what about the gun show?
Yeah, that's
That was dumb. I think somebody just thought, I was like, oh, that name is cool.
Yeah.
We'll do that, and didn't think that maybe these two don't mesh well at all.
Nope. But so yeah, if we could get some form of like Dave, because I also like Dave's new entrance as well.
Oh yeah.
In the video and everything.
It's
and
like Final Fantasy 12.
I think so, because he's a huge Final Fantasy nut. I can't get into those games. My friend Pat loves them. I just
like 90% of the music I've seen him have.
Of course,
been Final Fantasy.
He's even got some song Final Fantasy tattooed on him.
Nice.
But no, it's the gear, like everything about, and we said it. Dave's one of those that he reinvents himself and always knocks it out of the park.
Oh yeah.
Next to Jericho, I don't think there's many wrestlers that you can think off the top of your head that has done it as successful and well as Dave has. And having Tatum match with the new gear was great. Just everything about that. And I love the match. And you could tell the match was all for Dave. And the fact that he worked probably, 90% of that match because he hadn't worked in 6 months. He goes, fuck that, I'm doing this whole thing.
Oh, yeah. No,
Dave says Final Fantasy X, damn it.
There we go.
Final Fantasy X. I'm sorry, Dave.
You were thinking X2. Is that what you were thinking?
Probably. It's like we actually found it. I need to put it up on the Spotify list, but we did find it.
But like I said, that match was, you could tell it was Dave happy to come back. And,
yes. And once the addicts, the older addicts told the newer addicts, the ones that we've actually gained the last year, who he was, suddenly they're like all behind him.
Yeah, and that was one thing I was really worried about at first was anybody that's going to be put with Tatum. I have a very much love-hate with the Tatum section. I love every one of them to death.
Oh, yeah.
But, God, there's more people than just Tatum guys. Like, Be Loud the entire... And they were. This crowd was really great tonight. Or
it's
Saturday.
Like, even the lowest energy part of the show was still higher energy than it's been in some other places.
They finally were getting behind it. It was all Tatum at first, but then they were finally getting Sagan. And I think they even alluded to a Sagan Manning chant.
Yeah.
And
that's where the Sagan Manning came from. And
it all worked out well. Like I said, it's a love-hate with them. Saturday was a love.
Yep.
But it was, like I said, it was good. You've got 4 of the best athletes we have in MPX right now.
Absolutely.
And like we've said about Dave, there's not much. Me and you have gushed about him forever. Because when you look at what very little career Dave has had in MPX, he's already cemented his legacy and Hall of Fame legend, whatever the hell you want to call it.
MPX Hall of Fame, we need to make that happen.
Short amount of time he's been there. He's done everything multi times. It's crazy to think how much he's done in so little, and I'm extremely happy for this because he's done everything. So now you can tell it's more about what he can get out creatively and then also fun. Yeah. He's wanted to be with Tatum probably for almost a year and a half now. Yeah. Ever since probably Tatum started. Once they kind of got that friendship and everything. And this is something that he's wanted, and Tatum too. And they're finally getting to do it. And you can tell not even just the chemistry is there as far as like who they are. The teamwork was good.
You can tell how much Tatum loves working with Tatum.
Yep.
Dave loved. Sorry, brain glitch. You can tell how much Dave loves working with Tatum. I mean, go watch Mainline again. That was probably the most genuine we've seen Dave in a long time.
It was, and I really liked it because it goes back to watching that match. That was 6 months pent up. I don't want to call it anger or frustration, but it was
energy.
It was missing the crowd, missing MPX, and then also, just like we said, he's so happy to be in this moment. One, to probably be with Tatum, obviously, but also to give back to MPX because now Dave is at that point where he said it before. He's not longing for Texas much longer. which
he
sucks,
really would like to go home to Philly.
which sucks for us, but I totally get wanting to be home.
Yeah.
And as long, again, yes, they're wrestlers, but they're also people as well. As long as he is happy, I don't give a fuck what he does.
Yeah.
As long as they're happy. And something else, I guess. I need to try, I think I told you, but when I was in line for the restroom, I had a kid come up and says, "Oh, I love the podcast." One, I was like, "Oh my gosh, someone listens. Cool, thanks." And then I realized, oh crap,
Who
it's
the
a
hell is
kid.
letting their kids watch Rehab?
That was one thing. I was like, oh man. And then two, I was like, crap, I guess I need to try to watch what I say. So I'll apologize now. I will try my best.
You know what?
But when I get excited,
if you're cool with your kid hearing curse words and everything like that, I mean, that's all up to you. Parental discretion.
I was going to say,
advised,
yeah.
Simply just because this is where we are most us.
I was going to say, and it's when I get excited and I get on tangents, that's when it really comes out. So,
yeah.
I
mean, this isn't Little Nas X level of, hey, police your own kids.
That was
not our job.
That was
the
so
same
great,
time.
though. Anyways.
That was
that's
beautiful.
A whole nother
He's
tangent.
a master troll, but that's yeah.
that was beautifully done. But no, having this and then using the Shatter Machine, obviously a little nod to the 4K. Obviously, Dave with Impact, and then obviously Tatum's, Cloudbreaker. Just was beautiful.
It was,
And the timing, and again, that's what I don't think people understand. Watching when you do the 4K, the timing it takes on moves like that. Mm-hmm. And Dave and Tatum had that timing down perfect.
Absolutely perfect. It was so fantastic to watch. And honestly, okay, I saw it in the promo pic. I saw it in the pic that Brian took of
Tatum's crazed look.
That is Tatum's got this crazed
bug
eye look that is just I didn't know he could do that, but it's damn.
And that's why I was sitting there when I was like, oh man, that was one thing because I saw that picture. And then it was the party's over. I'm like, oh, he's totally changing. Which, and again, like I said, if he changes a full character, then okay, we can take Welcome to the Party away. But if we're not doing it, man, keep it, mash them together, somehow make it work.
Yeah.
But that crazed look was beautiful. And because it fit, it kind of also fit where Tatum's at. Because Tatum was on this downward spiral, losing the Casey, having the addicts, not really, but the addicts turn his back on him, thinking Frankie hit him.
Yeah.
Having the wrestlers turn his back. So it was that downward spiral. So yeah, of course he's kind of snapped a little. Yeah, it's almost kind of, Joker-like.
And then, teaming up with, Dave Sagan of all people.
Who also has, snapped a little because he was in a coffin for 6 months.
I mean, that would drive anybody nuts. At least he wasn't buried.
He was alone in his thoughts for a little bit.
Yeah.
But, yes, we talked about Dave and Team a lot, but kudos to Ryan and Tommy. Still the best unsigned tag team in all of wrestling today, and just what they've done for the tag division MPX alone, and now what they're going to do for the tag in Texas and in the rest of the wrestling world.
Seriously, it's they have been champions at MPX for so long. One of my main things of wanting the change that we got is simply I want them to go become champions elsewhere too. I
want them to dominate all of wrestling world, and I do want to see. I loved how we had new tag teams coming in, but now there's tag teams I want to see match up against Dave and Tom.
Yes.
Dave and Tatum. But Ryan and Tommy, I can't.
I'm really curious as to what kind of tag team we're going to get on May 22nd, but we'll find that one out later.
Of course you are. Settle down. We'll talk about it later. You can have all your gushing done in a minute.
About him as well.
Oh, of course you do. Is this MPX Rehab or MPX Sebastian? Or sorry, yes. Envy. This is Envy Rehab, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But no.
MPX Envy?
Yeah. That was a show long ago. But no, again, Ryan and Tommy just thank them so much for everything they did. And then for this match, they made them look like a great tag team in their first literal outing. And it solidified Dave and Tatum as a good top tag team.
Yep.
So I can't wait to see what Ryan and Tommy do outside of MPX in the tag wrestling world when they come back to MPX. What happens, but also where we're going with Dave and Tatum and what rage we're going to have.
So to all the top promoters out there, all the way up to the big feds, because we know you all watch the show, and we thank you so much for that.
Daddy Vince loves us.
Oh yeah, but book them. And trust me, if you make them one of your top tag teams, you will not regret it. Larger Than Life is just
April
so
24th,
good.
New Texas Pro, Larger Than Life versus Fly Death is going to steal. They're going to try to steal that show, and they very well may. Because the last show, Larger Than Life, was on against, man, I always forget their team name, but Adrian and Chris Cruz.
Ah, yes.
Thoracic Express, I think.
Yeah, Thoracic Express.
Yeah.
Thoracic Park,
that's it.
Yeah.
That tag team match was amazing.
I keep wanting to call them by their old name, Los Diablos.
Yeah. I was about to, and I was like, yeah.
What is it?
Dave says you can refer to me as Mr. Destiny. I've held every MPX title on Destiny.
He really, yeah.
Yes, he has.
Yeah.
Cashed in prospect title to an Addicts title, 1 MPX title, 1 MPX tag titles.
Holy crap, yeah?
Yeah. Now we just somehow need to get the Rumble on Destiny, and he can be a 2-time Rumble winner at Destiny.
yeah, he is MPX's Mr. Destiny.
Yep.
That's impressive.
Yep. That
We love
what
you,
he will be
Dave.
called.
Yeah, we do love you, Dave. If you can't tell from the 10, 15 minutes of just gushing over him. So we need to really move on to the other matches so we can talk about
there's other matches?
There are other matches.
What?
At least one other match.
There was a lot of good other matches.
Oh, yeah. The next one, I honestly would have to say, is it was probably the lowest energy of all the matches, but considering what it seems to be leading up to, I'm here for it. Because it was Gabe Wilder of the Boys taking on the Immortal Jason Silver, and this was well, you say it's an older Silver, I say it's a different Silver than what I'm used to seeing. It's like he wasn't quite as crazed as he was with the mask originally, but also, because he was a lot more methodical, but just as violent.
Dave says more gushing.
This Silver was, at least from what I've heard, more like when he first started out. Just that kind of, balls to the wall violence, aggressiveness, excessive, if you will. I had to. But no, this match is exactly what it was meant to do, serve its purpose.
Yeah.
It served that we have a different Gabe than the first time we saw him against Silver. And we've got this different Silver that is, it's not the mask controlling him. It's not necessarily the bottle controlling him either, but there's something about the blood bottle that is going to play into this.
Yeah.
And
I'm glad to know that it wasn't like completely broken.
No. Well, I'm sure he's got several. And there's, there's different ones and different people are in them. They do different things.
Well,
it's a whole
after
deal.
That last mishap with the bottle, we probably got more than one.
I mean, this is, it's like the potions with Pulver. They all do something different.
Yeah.
So the one he had obviously made him a little more angry.
Scraggy Bomb says the boys rule.
Oh, yes.
They do.
The Boys definitely rule. Speaking of gushing about Dave, that's actually a tag team match I really want to see.
Jesus Christ. I thought we were done with Dave.
Oh.
We moved on.
Get him, Dave.
Yes, the Boys versus Dave and Tatum will be great.
Yes.
But again, going to this where Silver won, but then obviously didn't release, so therefore Gabe ended up winning. It was interesting. It was one of those where going in, you didn't necessarily know what to expect, and it's one of those where I'm like, okay, we can either continue with Silver losing, which I don't know, it's kind of weird, feels wrong. To me, at least, for someone as Silver to keep losing on this downward loss. It's
one of those things of if that was a loss, then I don't want to win.
No, I'm saying how they worked it. I'm saying if we went into it and Gabe just somehow won clean or whatever, then Silver throws his little tantrum thing again. Then we're going to kind of like Christian late 2000s where he's the tantrum baby, where positively Paige was trying to help him.
No.
I thought it was all right. But that's what it kind of looked like we were going to. And no, now we've got a completely different where, it's a Silver of, I don't care if I win or lose, I'm going to serve a point. I'm going to make a point. And that's what he did. And I thought that was the best way to come out of this.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Honestly, Gabe walking away with it, I don't know about walking away with it.
No, he walked. He just had, his arm was up.
Oh, yeah.
It was an arm, not a leg. He could walk.
Getting the win on this, like I said, if that was a win, losing is fine.
Well, and, you got to talk about, obviously, Silver taking out security as well. He took out, 4 of them? 3?
Yeah.
So.
Really good work on security's part, too. Really good bumps.
One of them took a foot, and I don't think he had a choice to take it or not.
Yeah, no, it's like he ate boot on that one.
Yeah, and that was good.
You can hear him laughing now.
The The pedigree was pedigree bulldog onto the other security. Very well done. There was someone else. I forgot what he did, but yeah, he did something else. Was it two super kicks maybe?
Something like that. I don't remember at this point.
But no,
it all kind of bled together.
Yeah, but it was it was a good job on them and good job on Silver.
Oh yeah.
Again, I guess that's another one. Silver kind of, I don't want to say he reinvents himself, but it's different versions of Silver. Like Dave are always fully reinvents.
Yeah.
Silver is more of, hey, this is kind of who I always was. I'll go back to it a little, but I'm going to change this, this, and this just enough to where, it's different.
Think he's going to go back to the trunks?
No. No.
No?
No.
No skinny white boy in plain black trunks?
Probably not.
Okay. But after that, we had the MPX Addicts Championship match between Exodus Prime and Jackson Stone, and wow,
amazing.
Yeah. It's like if you weren't already sold on Exodus Prime, him going up against Jackson Stone of all people, damn.
Yeah, that is one of the biggest matches that's been announced for Mania weekend. I'm looking forward to is Exodus's 4-way.
Alex says super kick, hip toss into buckle, and pedigree.
Hip toss the buckle. That's what it was. That was the blonde haired one.
Yeah. Just still, ow.
Oh yeah, no, it looked good. But Exodus 4-way, he's got Mega Wolf in there, who's an amazing talent. That Exodus, I would love to see him in Exodus 1-on-1.
Yes.
He's got Alexander Hammerstone in that as well, MLW superstar, and I believe it's Zarek Camacho that's in that. Or Onyx? I think it's Derek. I don't think it's Onyx. I think it's Derek. But that 4-way is going to be amazing. Exodus is one of those where, again, kind of so young in his career, but damn, he's good.
He really is.
He's good in the ring, and he always was. But once he got what character he wanted to portray, and once he learned the addict audience, there's not many that work a crowd better than Exodus.
Yeah.
It works a crowd or works Facebook better against the addicts. It's amazing.
Especially if it involves Doug.
Scraggy says, nice shirt, Jay.
Thank you.
Must be a Dimitri fan.
Obviously. But it's like, I got to say, did you notice that someone was either missing or quiet or something, but there wasn't any... Jackson is an unsafe worker.
Oh no, they were there. I think he just learned to shut the fuck. He learned to shut up. Because again, whoever would say that is just a complete moron. Jackson's one of the best people and best workers. Like I can't. In the times I've watched Jackson, I've never seen him even botch or accidentally injure anyone.
Yeah, it's like
he's one of the safest workers I've ever seen. And the only thing I'm thinking of was like, oh, the chops. They're chops. Like it's not going to murder. Yeah, they sting and they hurt, but Jesus Christ. It's wrestling. Grow the fuck up.
Yeah.
Simi says good save.
Yeah, well, I screwed that up later. But no, Jackson and Exodus is something I would love to see again and again.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
And I even said, I was like, this is a true test for Exodus because next to Archer, which again, not many people saw that, there's not a level of talent I don't think Exodus has been in the ring with, which I was then corrected by my friend. He goes, well, what about Wes? Wes was, that was one level of talent. That was also something completely different. Yeah. That, again, Exodus impressed the hell out of me in that.
They brought out the one-chip challenge as part of that. And
the thing I remember the most is the suicide dive through or into the trash can. Just was beautiful.
It really was.
Like, that whole match itself was done. And, again, it gave me another layer of respect for Exodus. And Exodus has quickly become one of my favorites ever since he came because of how good he was in the ring, and then also just like I said, once he got that character, and now he's got this final boss, and he was a man of his word. We did not see the title; it was there, but we didn't see it.
He tried to bring it out, but Exodus was about to slap him one for it.
Well, and that's some other person's gimmick of slapping white boys, but
I don't know, maybe we'll get him back soon too. He's got new stuff.
Oh, I would love to see him in his new tights. They're wonderful. But he was a man of his word, and he's got that, I don't know, the giant fur coat and his music. Everything about Exodus that he's brought and that he interacts with the crowd, especially with people like Doug and Melanie and all that group. It's amazing.
I don't fully understand the Kit Harington,
He's the
Jon
boss.
Snow
Yeah.
coat, but
That's what bosses wear. See, you don't understand. You're not a boss, so
yeah, no, I was like, if I tried to be a boss in this company, I'm pretty sure I'd be told fuck off.
Yes, you would.
But
Not just by me, by the other person in this
And
code.
in addition,
I don't know what you're talking about.
With the win on this one, just really, I mean, it made sense. I mean, I kind of saw
It
that
did.
coming.
And we had
but-
even said, we're like, we don't know. We're kind of torn. Like,
yeah,
obviously we want Jackson to do well, and we want him to, earn what he's earned in MPX. But I think that's part of the thing is Jackson's one of those, kind of like Tatum. He doesn't need every title. He doesn't need every win.
mm-hmm.
He's going to be beloved by everyone no matter what. I mean, he could go on, and he wouldn't, but he could go on a 0 losing streak.
Yeah,
And people would still not turn their back on Jackson.
I love how you equate that to 0.
Well, let's be honest, in MPX history, that's what it's been.
True.
I mean,
True.
it's sad to say, but it's what it's been. And you
Yeah.
can't come out of that. Case in point, look at Sky. Look at Sky's history in MPX. Sky was very much like a 0.
Yeah,
Where it was, he always had good matches, people liked him, but guess what? He never really got a chance.
we need a big guy to eat the pin. It's actually
Exactly.
it used to be like before last year. It used to be that if Sky was in a multi-man match, you looked at that and go, Sky's going to eat the pin.
Yeah, it was.
And how often we were right.
Exactly. He was the 0 at the time, but look, when given the opportunity and given the chance, he succeeded. And he took the ball and ran with it very well. And the same thing I think will happen to 0 when he comes back maybe is, yeah, he had that one big Mountain win.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of lost. But once he comes back, I think it could be the same thing where if given the chance, much like Sky, 0 could do something with it.
Yeah.
And
I mean, maybe eventually give the pub crawlers a freaking title run with the tag belts.
so you want Dave and Tatum to you hear that, Dave? He already wants you to drop the titles.
No. Dave wants to go home eventually.
Yeah, not yet.
I didn't say now. I said
He
eventually.
is home, sir.
Okay, Dave wants to go back to Philly eventually.
Well, MPX and in Philly, so
Exactly.
we own his soul for at least another 2 years. All right. I don't know how it worked. I don't know what happened or what he signed, but we have him for another year or two. All right.
I don't know. Must have been conditioned to get out of the coffin.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, no, just this whole thing. It's like you said, Jackson could go on this losing streak, and it would still be, people would still love him. There are guys, especially at MPX, that you can do that to them, and they'll still stay strong. They'll still stay popular and everything.
Yep.
No loss of momentum. Like that whole match between Casey and Tatum, that was very much a Casey needed that win because Tatum, with the Tater Club section and everything like that,
it's like we had
there's
said.
no loss of love or
Exactly.
momentum for Tatum.
That's going to help Casey.
Especially since he turned around and won the tag team titles the week after.
Which that's the only thing I did hate was I even talked with you about it. I was like, he's not selling the knee. He sold the knee for 2 weeks. That's what cost him the win or cost him against, Casey. And then he's going to be perfectly fine the very next week. Like,
It's wrestling, man. That
I
shit
understand.
happens.
Don't bring logic in wrestling, but sometimes I want to.
Continuity can happen, but it's like I think he was more concentrated on the fact that hey, new gimmick, gimmick.
New gear. Tatum was
gear.
still Tatum.
Yeah.
He had new
Matching
gear, and he had a weird crazed look.
Yeah.
That was it.
Matching gear with Dave.
Which I mean, also
Yes,
kudos.
a lot of this is just going to go right back to the tag title.
Of course
match.
it is because of you. Because you gotta fulfill your Dave love.
It's Dave. It's Tatum. It's tag team wrestling.
Yes, I know. It's everything we love.
Uh-huh.
But we were on Jackson Exodus, and somehow we get back to Dave. I blame Dave now. Now that he's out of the coffin, he won't shut the hell up on Facebook and Twitter and our comments.
He'll come after us. Yes.
I know he's going to in a second, probably. He probably already is.
Oh, that's okay.
Nope.
I had this wild idea pop into my head recently. It's like, what we really need to do is have like a watch along kind of thing where like Dave comes over here and we watch The Room.
Well, Tatum's
And,
got to come
like,
too because
film-
apparently Tatum's never watched it. So.
Oh my God, Tatum's never seen it either.
Yeah, you and
Yeah.
Tatum have never seen it. So.
Tatum, Dave, we need to
But
do
see,
this. I've got a nice loft and everything like that.
But the Inwood, the experience at the Inwood is so amazing for The Room. Like, I don't know. Like, watching it maybe with Dave because it'd be fun. We'll, check around with it too. But the Inwood, the experience of everything that goes into it was so great.
Yeah.
Alex says never underestimate the power of new gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Years, yeah. But it's like have this whole thing where like we film reactions because, like I said, I haven't seen it. Tatum hasn't seen it. We just
I haven't seen it.
You know, Sagan Manning and watched with the Certified Mark Productions.
Exactly.
We watched the movie together and just have me like, ow. Of course, you know, I'll be quoting the most famous line along with everybody else. Oh, hi, Mark. You know.
On Saturday, you're tearing me apart, Lisa. But yes, all those are great.
Yeah. Hello, doggy.
Yeah. So, Jackson Exodus was great.
Yes, Jackson Exodus was a fantastic match. Exodus coming away with the win on this one. Once again, pulling the ref, who it was the same ref as last time.
So maybe Bambi should not be a ref with Exodus?
Maybe it's like I still think it's the fact that he likes the Patriots. So, you know, buying off the ref is a normal thing for him.
Now, see, is that the Patriots or is that Tom Brady? Because Brady still won a Super Bowl, and the refs kind of did help them in Green Bay.
Yeah,
so
true.
I don't know. I hate the Patriots and Brady, so it doesn't matter.
It's one of those things.
Football sucks.
Oh, you're in it. I love you.
I was going to say, was that you or was that someone else commenting?
That was me.
Okay, well, guess what? You only read comments, so you're not allowed to talk anymore.
Fuck off. Get off my show.
We are supposed to have a family-friendly show now.
Yeah, seriously.
God,
what the fuck?
Watch your fucking mouth. Jesus Christ.
Get off my show.
Shit.
But
I am so sorry to any kids watching. We did have parental discretion at hand.
I was like, we gave the warning at the beginning of the show. It's from there on, it's all on them. But yeah, it's like honestly, I do think that, you know, it's like
Simi agrees. Football sucks.
Something about a heel holding the title, it becomes by any means necessary.
Yes, and that's exactly what should happen. I mean, think of some of the greatest intercontinental champions that were heels. That's exactly what they did. And I love how, like I said before with the Addicts title, it was a belt made for us, for the Addicts.
Yeah.
And yet it's held by a man who absolutely despises us.
Which is
it's amazing.
One of the greatest terms.
Exactly. And how he steps on it every time. Yes, a part of me cringes, but more of me is happy because it's like, oh, that's amazing. Because I look at the Addicts, and every one of them literally looks like they want to jump the rail. And it's amazing how much a title means to Addicts, to fans like that.
Yeah.
And it's great that he does that. I love it.
It's like the part of me that cringes because I know how much things like that cost. So I'm just like, oh God, don't do that. Oh God, don't do that.
It's not like he's taking a hammer to it.
Yes.
Okay,
that one cost like what? $1.50 and a pack of gum?
Hey, I like how it's on display.
Oh,
every
no,
time we walk
that.
in, though.
That was the OG title. I love it.
That title meant a lot.
Yeah.
Still does.
Yes. Part of me, I don't know, is like this. Okay, this angle is great, but I do feel like it could possibly overstay its welcome.
I mean, it could. I think Exodus being Exodus is not going to let it go that way. Because, like I said, there's no one that works a crowd or works his character better as a heel right now than Exodus does.
Yeah, but it's like, unfortunately, between, you know, Facebook and to quote a TV show, people's memory usually lasts as long as the latest status update.
Exactly. Hence why Exodus is always talking.
Yeah, as like between that and not seeing the belt for long periods of time, it's just I do worry that could put the belt onto the back burner, I guess you could say.
Stop it.
And I don't know. I don't want to see that. The MPX Addicts title is my favorite title, so therefore I'm just you know.
Yeah.
Our dogs and cats.
You're taking what Exodus is doing kind of serious then.
It's like
you're doing exactly what he wants you to do, which is great.
But I'm also looking at it from a smart mark angle, I guess you could say. It's like if you keep the belt out of the public eye for too long, then people will forget.
I don't think people will forget.
I mean, this is especially the MPX Addicts we're talking about.
Right, but that's the thing. Exactly what he's doing, I don't think people are going to forget. It's constantly going to bring up the little briefcase thing. so that it's reminded, oh yeah, our belt's in there.
Yeah.
The Addicts title, our title.
No, and I'm
is
not
in
saying
that
that's
bag.
not. What I'm saying is like this is a great angle. I just don't want it to go on too long. I just especially don't want it to go on like past the end of the year.
I don't know. I think it could work. I think because think about it, the longer it goes on, whoever finally wins and they pull that title out of that bag, that moment and that reaction is going to be huge.
It is.
And the longer we go, that reaction is going to be way better.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just
You're doing
We'll
what
see.
Exodus wants, and it's great.
kind of.
Way to go, Mark.
Well, gee, if only somebody called me that. Oh wait. But yeah, let's go ahead and
You've
talk
actually
about the
been
next match
certified.
from here because this one has like kind of irritated you just a little bit because it was Brixton Shaw taking on Hardakis.
The only thing that irritated me about this was, we didn't know. I had a really good idea Hardakis was going to win.
Yeah.
Because it's Hardakis. He is our Undertaker. He's going to show up once, twice a year, which is fine. He's earned
love
that. And he's
If
probably
he
gonna
shows up
always
more
win.
often, we won't complain either.
No, you won't. Some others will.
Yeah.
Some of us have a hashtag #Hardakis. I don't know what that's about. But no, the only thing I didn't like about this was I felt it was kind of a squash. And the fact that we've built Brixton up for a good 6 months or so, maybe.
Yeah.
And he's been dominant. He's been undefeated. Okay, cool. That's great. Now he's going against the Demon of Devastation, undefeated versus someone who had a really long undefeated, only lost twice.
Yeah.
I felt it should have been more of a bigger clash. And I really felt like
To be honest,
we had a little bit here, then Hardakis, boom. Like, okay, Hardakis kicks out a Stonebreaker. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I feel Brixton should have kicked out of the claw once, and then Hardakis has to do it again, then 1, 2, 3. Like, I just felt we kind of made Brixton look weak in this. And I know, and I've said before, I'm not the one that says, oh, every loss means you got buried. No, and he didn't. Brixton had a good showing. I just felt it was kind of a squash.
It's gonna. I don't know how to put it. I think it'll work out in the long run because
I think it's going to too, because for some reason, and I don't want it to, but for some reason I could easily see you getting your way in Brixton turning face, kicking Eden out, maybe joining a stable of whoever you want. Well, I wasn't going to say it, but yes. And then them going on a tear. Or, it could be Eden fires him, brings on a new client, and that's how you turn him face.
Or it could be, it's like a new
Or he could
fire.
I was going to say, he could get completely pissed off and go on another rampage.
Yeah, he goes from being like, I'm going to win because I'm already undefeated, I'm already the best, to,
Right.
it's like now there's a fire under my ass and I'm going to destroy everybody
Exactly.
in my way.
There's a lot of ways we could go with it. I did think it made him look kind of weak.
Yeah.
That was my only thing. If he would have kicked out of the claw slam once
Mhm.
and then had to do it again, I think I would have felt better about it. Again, I'm not upset Hardakis won.
Yeah.
I want to make that very clear because everyone's going to think, no. I knew he was going to. I just felt it should have been this is Clash of these were our two biggest
Titans.
guys. This was Clash of the Titans. I just wanted more of a fight. And
I don't know.
also with this card and with everything we've got going, maybe it got cut a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it did feel very, and once I go back and rewatch it, I may feel different, but it did feel very short.
Yeah. But at the same time, who knows? Maybe the next time that we see the these two clash with each other, maybe we'll see a belt involved.
Maybe, or again,
like Exodus, pushes his luck too far. Hardakis, comes out and destroys him.
I was thinking the other way, but because I was thinking because why would Hardakis want to fight Brixton? Oh, Brixton has a title that Hardakis has never held. That's why he wants a match against Brixton. He's already beat Brixton. Why fight Brixton again?
Yeah.
So I figured that's where
because
we were
Hardakis
going.
winning the Addicts title would make him our third Grand Slam champion. I think third.
Third.
Yeah.
Dave, Kirby, and then Hardakis.
Yeah.
Frankie never had the Addicts title. Yep.
Maybe eventually.
Yep.
Maybe eventually. Because nobody's ever gone forever.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say Ryan, but Ryan never held the prospect. So.
Yeah. It's like that. I think.
Alex,
Tommy never had
Alex gives a third yes.
a third yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What's a third yes for?
Yes, please.
4.
That match?
Oh, well, yeah, eventually, but it's how we get to it. It's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
But no, what was there I liked. I felt short, and it didn't. I don't want to say it didn't satisfy me, but it left me. I guess it did what it was supposed to. It left me wanting more.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do want a rematch. Like I said, I felt we built Brixton up to kind of do a squash, and it wasn't really a squash. I hate saying that because it wasn't, but it just I don't know.
It felt like a squash after everything that Brixton has built up and
exactly
over the past 6 months. But
and in the fact,
honestly, I think that will inform him going forward as he will,
Again, and like I said, I'm curious where we go.
He's never been dominated so hard before.
Right.
Wait, whoa.
You don't know what Eden does in her personal life, so.
On to the next match.
That's what's going to stop you?
No, I just don't want to get canceled, sir.
If we haven't been canceled yet with all the shit I say,
true.
It's crazy.
True. But the next match was
does anybody remember what I said about Lizzie last year?
I know that
didn't cancel us.
It got Livy upset with you.
Well, that was what it was supposed to do, but
yeah.
And for the record, I cleared all that with Dave before. Well, okay, I said it and then just warned Dave.
I was gonna say,
and be like, if you have an issue, let me know and I'll stop. But no.
Also, don't forget who does the editing on this stuff. So obviously, I knew. But for the next match was the 6-man elimination match for #1 contendership of sorts for the MPX Tag Team Championship.
Oh yeah, this is all you. You wanted to gush over this.
It had
so I'll sit out for 30 minutes.
It had Ashton Jacobs, Mr. Legs, Red Chambers, Matt Locke,
That's
the
not
Mad
the order.
Prince, and of course Sebastian Envy.
That is not the order.
No, because I wanted to save the best for last.
Of course.
I knew you were going to.
Welcome to MPX Envy Talk.
I'll
be back in 30 minutes.
I can't help if I'm it's like I'm a mark for him because he's my friend.
I have friends too, but I don't constantly go on about them.
Considering he's the one that got you into this?
Liar! Liar!
It's not lies.
Lying liar who lies.
It's not lies.
It's true lies right there. 100%. But either way, this match was just...
Oxymorons.
It was as chaotic as any six-man match is going to be. It's like there were times in which I'm like, what's going on in the ring? What's going on in front of us? What's going on in the opposite
The Mad Prince is involved. Of course it's chaos.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Yes.
But I got to say, the order of elimination did surprise me. I did not expect Ashton Jacobs to go first. I kind of almost expected Red to. No offense, Red.
No, I figured Red and Legs would be coming towards the end because they are Addicts' favorites, and this is one of the big cards.
Yeah,
you always leave the fans going home happy and stuff like that. So I figured they would have been. I love Ashton, but I felt like he was probably going to be one of the first ones. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't expect Sebastian to come out with the win.
Yeah.
Just because, but on the drive here, because I was stuck in traffic for about an hour and a half, so I had time to think. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I was upset, but now I'm really curious. Because all these people, we had ideas who their tag partner was going to be.
Yeah, it's like even Matt Locke, he's got a ready-made tag partner, and guy we're going to see debut at MPX soon.
Oh, part of the Mafia's coming?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm pretty sure Dylan Smashes.
Yes.
Yes, he is one of the Mafia members.
Dave says, Envy made Jay the man he is today.
You even got Dave on your side?
I mean, he's not wrong, and there's actually...
It's Dave.
And it's like the double entendre there actually kind of works, too, because, it's like envying, the people in the ring and the people on camera.
Yeah. But no, this match, again, for a multi-man, it was laid out very well. There were a couple of shocks. I was shocked at the way Legs got eliminated.
Yeah.
Because I really thought Legs was going to be one of the last 2 or 3.
Yeah, no, he was like number 4.
Yeah.
To get eliminated, and the 6th person to get eliminated.
Right.
But it's like just the fact that I thought he was going to be one of the last 2.
Yep.
Whether he won or not, I thought it was going to be, him and whoever the last one was.
Right.
And it turned out no.
But no, it laid out really well. Having the Mad Prince be the last one, I think, is what made Envy's win so much better. Because, everyone, 1, Mad Prince is beloved. This is by the Addicts. 2, well, we all know it's going to be Gabe. With Legs, okay, now we know it's not Tatum. Maybe Noah. you had an idea maybe. Red, obviously Noah.
Yeah.
Locke, if people know, yes, he's got a mafia.
Yeah.
Ashton, people are hoping for Christian because people loved that tag team. It wasn't just us. People actually loved that tag team.
And it's like a blown spot does not take away from how awesome that match was with those two.
You gotta let that go. You keep bringing it back up.
Because
people forget about it, but then you're like, oh, remember when Christian forgot his moves?
No,
yeah,
actually, there was somebody who, I don't remember who it was, but somebody had mentioned that, it's like, are you sure they were a good tag match? Because, you know, it's like, no, a blown spot does not ruin a whole match.
But yeah, so having the Mad Prince be the last one, obviously knowing he's fighting for the boys to get a tag title shot, and how much the Addicts do love the boys, to have Sebastian win, and then the way Sebastian win, you're kind of like, all right, let's see where we go with this. And then, the same thing of, well, who's his partner going to be? And what's he going to do? And he's got to, you know, it was just everything towards the end made it really good.
And speaking of which, I did actually mention that I had some kind of an announcement involving Sebastian Indy. He actually has let me know that May 8th is going to be the day that he's going to be shooting a short film at Metroplex Wrestling, and he would love for some of the Addicts, as many of the Addicts as possible, to stick around because he's got a couple of scenes he's wanting to do. Exodus is going to be in it.
Well, I told you I'm in it. So.
Oh yeah, it's like I'm in it too, actually.
But no, that's actually my birthday weekend, kind of. Could go either one. My birthday's on a Wednesday, so it's like, the weekend before, or the weekend after. You know what? Fuck, it'll be both.
It's like, I usually go for a full week.
Exactly. So I'll just go for a full 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But no, May 8th is good. I actually thought it was going to be the 22nd. I figured that's why he kind of won. And I figured that's when we were doing it, because obviously that's kind of a big thing for him. But no, that's good to know. So yeah, May 8th, be sure to stick around. Does that mean our show's going to be later?
Either that or our show's going to be quicker. One of the two, because he may have to do
I vote quicker.
Yeah.
Because I don't want, I got things to do on Saturday nights.
No, I understand. I got you.
I have the unofficial MPX party, so.
We'll have, like, everything pre-set up as much as we can. You know, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Dave says Jay is the liaison between Sebastian Envy and the public.
Yeah.
You're his assistant, a.k.a. bitch.
I mean, the man could kick my ass 3 ways to Sunday, so what am I going to say?
Fit him in your pocket.
And he could still kick my ass 3 ways to Sunday.
Oh my God! Please don't kill me, Sebastian.
Do it, Sebastian. Fucking do it.
I'm kidding. I do love him.
But him winning actually does leave the question of who's his tag partner going to be? Because it's like I follow his career. Obviously, I don't know who he would tag with.
I would really love for him to turn this into a whole production.
Oh God!
Have auditions. Have him interview people. Have them try out. Okay, I think that would be
MPX
great.
Management, I want to be a part of those vignettes, please. I want to be a part of those vignettes so bad.
You want to be a partner?
Be fun. Yeah, it's like just sitting there at the audition table with them, like,
Tommy Dean says, "Damn, I made it to the party late."
Who?
Tommy Dean.
Oh, hi Tommy! Can't wait to see you on Saturday. That'll be awesome.
Hopefully
you're out of Facebook jail.
You just posted.
Yeah. Posted like 30 minutes ago, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Him and Tommy Prince were going back, or the Mad Prince.
Well, he had mentioned that he was in Facebook jail, so you know.
I don't think he knows what Facebook jail is.
Really?
I don't think he knows how that works. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. But no, I would really like to see Sebastian, because he obviously can do it. Make a whole production of it, of who's his partner going to be, audition, tryouts, interviews, stuff like that, and then not unveil it, kind of like Dave and Tatum, not unveil it to that night, or maybe that week, like the Friday before or whatever. You're good friends with them. Announce it on Rehab, maybe. Something like that. Make a big thing of it, and then have a big reveal. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that would actually. Yeah, I would love that. But honestly, it's like, you got a lot of these other guys, though. I would love to see their teams get another chance at the belts.
Well, now that Dave and Tatum are champions, they don't have the rule of, nope, we're facing new tag teams. Yeah. So they can, Dave and Tatum, and they seem like people who would take on all challengers.
Yeah. I mean, they are amazing champions like that. I mean, Dave took on all comers for the epic length of time. I mean, longest reigning champion in the building.
Oh, now you're not going to say it because he's watching. But when he wasn't watching, you were always like, oh, there's an asterisk there. Oh, there's an asterisk there.
No. It's actually because, Brent doesn't come to MPX anymore, so he's not going to kick my ass.
Oh, okay.
Watch, now he's going to kick my
Exactly.
ass.
He's actually going to be there Saturday. Be like, heard you said my name, huh?
Yeah.
Say it 3 times. He appears.
Okay, so I'm going to shut up now. But
hey, it is opening day, so fuck the Astros.
Yeah.
Brent's not watching. It's fine.
But so I'm excited to see where that one's going to go from there. Especially, it's like it's so long, over a month.
It is. That was the very weird thing. And then they said, "Oh, May, was it 22nd? Mayhem in Maid City." So I go, "Oh, okay, kind of makes sense because it's not one of the big 4, but it is one of the bigger shows." So I was like, "Okay, that kind of makes sense."
And it's kind of like Elimination Chamber. Trying to draw a parallel here.
A little bit. That is one of the ones where sometimes we do, the what is it, the Hateful Eight or the Prison Break, those type of matches. Yeah, that too. It's one of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always a fun show.
Yeah.
And now we've already technically got a match scheduled. We got tag championships on the line for May 22nd. Will Dave and Tatum be champions then? Tune in to find out.
Yeah. Definitely.
Same MPX channel, same MPX time.
I'm going to make that a thing.
Of course you are.
But after that, we had a match that, unfortunately, card subject to change, is just the truth of the wrestling industry, in which we were supposed to get the Monster Hunter Matthew Palmer taking on Remedy. Deathmatch Andre himself. Or a giant Brian Pillman.
Yeah, at first I got a little mad at that, and then I was like, you know what? I fucking love that. Because it's not, when people, I don't know, if you don't say loose cannon Brian Pillman, my Brian Pillman magically goes to the flying Brian. With the Bengal tights and all that.
Yeah.
Now, when you go loose cannon, then I'm like, oh, that's the Brian Pillman I loved. Which, don't get me wrong, I like Brian Pillman anyways. He's one of my favorites. But the loose cannon and the rogue horseman, best characters. So when I first heard that, I go, he's not flying Brian. What the hell? Oh, loose cannon. Okay. Yeah, he's exactly like that, just big. I was like, that makes sense.
But instead, we got somebody pulled a Hail Mary you would not believe. We got ACH.
Dude, I don't.
God.
No.
I'm
trying to tiptoe how I'm saying it, but I don't know who did what to who to get ACH there, but
I'm like,
give them some mouthwash because fuck, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Because I know, again, ACH, to my knowledge, that's his first time in MPX.
As far as I know, yeah.
And I was so mad at myself because the camera girl looked at me and I was like, I know this music. Why do I know this music? Why? And I kept staring. I go, I know this. Why? Who is it? And then I saw the A. I go, holy shit.
And the thing is, even I was still like, I don't know.
Austin, my God!
Is it one of the Austins on the Indies?
Yeah, he's Austin Indy technically. Yeah.
I mean Austin. Austin Aries, Austin.
Yeah, no.
God,
well, fuck Austin Aries.
Austin? Oh yeah, no, fuck Austin Aries sideways with the stick. But
no, attitude, charisma, and heart himself. ACH was amazing.
It was great to see him.
Remedy, and this match right here, I think, opened a lot of eyes to add, like even before ACH came, when Remedy came out first, there was a great reaction from Remedy. The addicts loved seeing him.
Oh yeah.
Like I was like, yes, I love seeing Remedy, and one, because he's a great person, two, he's a great wrestler. And then seeing that reaction from the addicts, I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Because I know it's one of those where just because they're heel, sometimes they don't get the necessary respect they deserve.
I don't even. Like,
and that's the thing.
He actually kind of embodies exactly that giant monster type.
He's that tweener. He's not a face. He's not a heel. He's Remedy.
Whoever they book him in a match against, that's who he's going to destroy.
And it's amazing. And he got that reaction. I'm like, oh, this is great. And then ACH came out and people lost their fucking mind, which they should have.
Yeah.
Because it's ACH.
Yeah.
And
it's like even the big Fed marks knew who the man was.
Well, and I even joked with with Pat. I was like, damn, I forgot how fucking good ACH is. Like, man. And then
it's like with all the controversy that happened during his stint in NXT, it was easy to forget that, no, really, the man is just so fucking epic.
Talented. And then, also, I don't think people realize how fucking strong he is.
Yeah.
He held and brainbustered Remedy and held him for a good while. It wasn't just a quick snap. No. He got him up and held him for a bit and then dropped him.
You know how that stuff works. There's not much Remedy could have done to help a whole lot.
I mean, Jesus Christ, you look at, I mean, it makes sense. You look at his fucking thighs. The guy works legs
Oh, yeah.
like nobody's business. But ACH, and again, ACH is one of those that put him in there with Jackson and Brooks, and he's got hard chops.
Please.
Please,
I'd love to see Jackson versus ACH. Oh.
We almost saw it.
Yeah.
Stupid Grand Prix finals.
Yeah.
Almost. But no, ACH and Jackson would be amazing. But again, ACH, it's one of those where it was a very, very special treat, and I understand it's not going to happen again, but Jesus Christ, please, please, please get him back. Again, buy you a case of mouthwash, but come back. Because, fuck. Having ACH there was amazing. And just, again, to have that match and have Remedy look as good as he did. Like I said, I think that opened a lot of people's eyes that he is more than just kind of deathmatch Andre. He can actually work.
Oh, yeah, no.
And he's one of the best big man workers there is.
I mean, considering where he comes from and where he's worked before, it's not difficult to understand why he's as good as he is.
Oh, yeah, no. He's phenomenal. Really, really good. It's impressive.
Yeah. Tommy Dean says, I lost my shiz in a sauna full of old dudes. I loved watching that.
See, the more he talks, the more I like Tommy Dean.
Yeah.
And I never not liked Tommy Dean. Everyone thought I hated him. I didn't hate him. I have a very love-hate relationship with Oklahoma wrestling. And it's more of a Texas, Oklahoma hate-love.
It's like, it's not a problem with Oklahoma wrestling.
No, it's not.
Oklahoma.
I've been to 2 or 3 Oklahoma shows, and they weren't the best. But you got to understand, MPX has set the bar so fucking high. And I think most MPX performers would admit that. That MPX has set the bar so high for independent wrestling that any other show I go to, that's what I compare it to. And yeah, you have to knock it out of the fucking park in order to really be like, oh, okay, that's up there.
Yeah.
Like, there's not many here in the DFW area that obviously compare to it, and there's not many out there that do. There's some, don't get me wrong, but the 2 or 3 I went to in Oklahoma, I went there for friends, obviously to support them, and some matches, I was like, all right, they're all right. They have some talent here and there and stuff like that, but like, we get guys like, Dimitri, Dexter, and Wes, who are now MPX. They're ours. I don't consider them Oklahoma. They're ours.
Tommy Dean says, you and me both, my friend.
Tommy Dean and Luke Langley are fucking bright spots in Oklahoma and are pretty soon, hopefully.
Langley.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we'll get to that.
And pretty soon, hopefully, we'll be considered MPX. They'll be considered ours.
Yeah. Tommy's already well on his way there.
Right. Thrash is another one I like when we see. And it's not saying there's not talent in Oklahoma. It's just, I think
it's Oklahoma.
Yeah. It's and I tried to say that while being respectful. But I do, again, I love Tommy Dean, and I like, again, it goes back to the vignette we saw. I want to see more out of them. Yes. Because when we see that, we can actually identify more. Because I can, like I said, I always liked his in-ring work. Yeah. But I didn't understand who Tommy Dean was.
Yeah. Who was he supposed to be?
Exactly. And then we get that video, and it's like, okay, cool.
Until recently, the most character we saw out of Tommy was he came out with the Green Ranger trunks, and I thought those were awesome.
But I'm a Power Ranger. If it's not a Power Ranger show, I don't get it. But yeah, and that's the other thing. Like from management. MPX Management has always had a great relationship with Oklahoma talent and has always welcomed in Oklahoma talent. And like I said, we welcome them in and then we kind of steal them as our own. And that's what I'm looking forward to doing with Tommy Dean.
Almost like having weekly shows makes it worthwhile.
And Luke, and are you sure? You sure it's not having one big show every weekend that they spread out for 6 times on a TV? That makes it worth it, right?
And swear that they're paying a whole bunch.
Yeah, it totally makes it worth it.
Yeah, it's like they're paying a whole bunch of money to like the top 5 people and then stiffing everybody else. Okay, hey, let's talk about the next match.
Speaking of which, I really wish T-Ray would come back. I only say that because he was the one that broke the door of SWE, not paying the fucking talent.
Yeah, I would love to see T-Ray back at MPX again. I don't know, maybe I'll get to see him back in December. Can't wait to see you at the wedding, man.
I was like, December? That's so fucking long away.
Yeah, no.
T-Ray's great. I love T-Ray.
Apparently, he and I became good friends over the past week.
Awesome.
Randomly. And I'm totally cool with that. I'm very happy with that. But it's just like, okay, cool. It's like we went from, chatting back and forth on Facebook to talking on Messenger to now he's coming to my wedding.
Awesome.
So, hey, I'm good with that. T-Ray was always somebody I respected back when he was the best kept secret of Austin. But, oh God, what's the...
It's T-Ray. T-Ray is always booked, but it was not separated, so it was Trey is always booked. I go, who? Who the fuck is Trey? Remember, that's a horrible name. We don't talk.
Yeah, we don't talk about trays here.
But yeah, no, T-Ray. Yes, T-Ray is always booked, and I hope he comes back.
Yeah, no,
because T-Ray is amazing.
Yeah, we'd really love to see him at MPX.
Well, no, that's the thing. It's like management just said. He's in demand, so it's same with Prince Adam.
It's almost like he's really good.
Imagine that,
and deserves to be paid like a top talent.
Yeah.
Who would have thunk?
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of top talent, let's go ahead and talk about the next match. Match number 7, CJ Ward versus Larry. Loverboy Larry Canis. Oh, man. This...
He gets his moniker, but you don't give him King of Chill? Or let me guess, King of Chill wasn't written on your little card for you, was it?
No, actually, CJ Ward and Larry Canis is what's written on
Loverboy wasn't even on there either.
Yeah, that's why I said Larry versus wait, no, Loverboy Larry. It was it took forever for me to actually realize his last name was Canis. So I'm just oh.
Yeah. This match is one that again, because of what we had going on, I felt it was a little short.
Yeah.
And that might have been also because, I'll be honest, part of it was this is where I was in line for the restroom and I talked to the kid and then...
You were a tad distracted.
I talked to Jackson a little bit. So yeah, I didn't get to fully see it. I saw the beginning and the end, which,
It was a good match.
And that's what I figured they would do. That's the one thing I can't wait to do when it comes out on Friday is to watch this match because I did really want to see it because I love CJ. I think he's one of the most underrated talents we have as far as in-ring and as a character. And I wanted to see how Larry could handle not necessarily being a face, but being the crowd favorite.
Yeah, no, actually, that's one of the things I loved most about it is the fact that Larry comes out and people were cheering for Loverboy Larry. And it's that is something I haven't seen at all at MPX.
Yeah. And that's, he's a former MPX champion. Show respect.
Exactly, people. Yeah, come
on.
He's a face now. I can actually cheer for him, yes.
But yeah, this match was, like I said, from what I saw, was good. I can't wait to see it all Friday. It
was really good because, it definitely showed the difference between, CJ is a very technical wrestler, very, it was you'd think with
probably
his
why
size,
he's one of my favorites.
You'd think with CJ's size, he'd be a high flyer, but no, he is just supremely technical.
Yep.
And Larry, had to be the powerhouse in this match because he's usually a fairly technical wrestler himself.
And that's why I was really looking forward to it because they're both technical. I thought it'd be great. And like I said, from what I saw, it was good. I can't wait to watch it all. I was a little shocked that it was the CTFO that did it and not the Chill Out.
Yeah.
I thought it would be the Chill Out because I didn't see Larry tapping. But I think that just kind of it solidified the CTFO and it solidified CJ as a dangerous technician.
When he set up the CTFO like he did, I thought going with my booking agent, wannabe mine. So obviously take this with a huge grain of salt. I thought that Larry was going to get out of that and he was going to turn around and win.
Right, like a roll up or something.
That's where everything would look like it was leading to. But then CJ just gets out of it, grabs him, and pulls him to the middle of the ring. And I'm just wait.
Yeah. That was good. Like I said, I think it solidified CJ as CTFO as deadly and also solidified as a good technician.
Yeah.
And it's also, I think, and of course, we could be wrong because we're all speculation here and it's our opinions. I think there's something big in the works for CJ at MPX.
I hope
so. And again, like I said, I hope so too because, yes, he had a good run with the Addicts title. And for what he did for Menage Trois and what he did for Tatum and what he continues to do and being, he's probably our 4th best heel, maybe 3rd.
Yeah.
I definitely think we could do something with CJ here. I think it'd be great.
Although I've got to say, CJ was the latest in this one, but I've just really come to notice it. Okay, pro wrestlers, I love watching your promos, but if you're going to do them, the car is the weirdest place to see it because it just reminds me of the angry white dude in their truck kind of thing. And I understand why you want to do it in your car, especially if you're on site at a show because you don't want the wind blowing across.
Well, I was gonna say it's a closed set, as Sebastian would say.
Yeah, but a $20 phone jack lavalier mic will solve a lot of those problems, guys. You will get the nice sound right there, a whole lot less of the wind blowing across
I
the
love how
mic.
several people will be like, "You're really going to give people mic advice?"
Yeah, no, through, blood, sweat, and tears, 3 years of learning this shit.
Because I forgot who it was, but someone's asking me about our equipment. I was like, "You gotta talk to Jay. I'm literally just a voice. I don't control that." Oh, that's right, Bambi.
Yeah, Bambi was asking.
Yeah, because
It's
I was like, "You can't."
We can be hit or miss, but that depends on whether we get a sound check before the show or not, or whether somebody steals the mic from us and goes and yells right into it.
Who would do such a thing?
Tatum.
Hey, it was a very passionate promo that was good.
But it's just like, you'd be surprised. You can take it anywhere. You can like keep it in a little pouch or something like that, and you'll always be ready to have your phone, put on the mic, put on the everything like that, and boom.
You're just really lucky we haven't got a CJ coming out of the shower promo. You know it's coming.
Yeah, and I know it'd be a Val Venus scene all
Exactly.
over again.
That's exactly what it's going to be, and I'm shocked
Fuck
we didn't
Sean
get it with
Morley,
the
though.
Addicts title.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. I was trying to... What are you talking about? He's cool. He's on... Oh, yeah. Okay. I remember now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of a little crazy.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of curious. Some of these that happen... Yes, this is a tangent before we get into our
yeah.
big discussion. Is CTE caused a lot of this? Because look at Necro Butcher.
Mm-hmm.
Necro Butcher really went off kind of the deep end. And it's with all the crazy
is.
shit he did, it's kind of like, because we've talked to Richter,
Yeah.
and Richter, kind of knew him, so he's like, wasn't really like this.
Yeah.
And you see Austin Aries. Austin Aries, yeah, he was kind of a vegan douche, but not the way he is now.
Yeah.
And it's like, is there something to all this brain shit? I don't know.
I think I'm pretty sure there is.
And like Sean Morley, it's kind of like, dude, like, why all of a sudden, or is it just literally, just because social media has really given everyone a voice and now everyone feels okay to use it?
Yeah, it's like
saying Jackson Stone's unsafe. I mean, that's
everyone
brain
a voice.
damage there, right? There's a lot of brain damage in that thought process of saying he's unsafe.
That's a kick to the head. That's definitely true.
Boot to the head.
But I lost my place.
I was gonna say you lost your train of thought.
Yeah, I did. But
You're welcome.
honestly, that's why I 100% support Chris Nowinski and his efforts and everything like that to get this pushed into the public eye as much as possible, because I really would. It's like, we've lost some great people to this kind of thing, and I'd love to see.
We really haven't. That's the other thing, because there's all the theories, about like Benoit and stuff, but like that probably
Not
that
just
had
him.
to have played a part of it. Well, you've also got the theory that Kevin Sullivan did it and shit like that. So,
well, I don't get into conspiracy theories like that, no matter how much I want them to be true.
But no, it is a serious thing, and it's obvious. It's wrestling. It's not ballet. Yes, things happen. Yes, injuries happen. I mean, you
Somebody
yourself,
says one for Jenny and the Wimp.
You yourself had said you got a concussion in training, so
geez,
it just happens. There's not really anything to control, and there's several that are probably undiagnosed concussion. I know, looking back at my short stint in football, I probably had some and just didn't know it.
Yeah, no, it's like you'd actually be surprised how easy it is to get a concussion.
Yeah,
it's just like really wild how that can happen.
So it's just, and it definitely has changed a lot. You can look at, talk to people like Dexter, how much it's changed from when they first started to now, and how safer it is. Like, not really safe, obviously, because it's still wrestling, but there's a lot more precautions, a lot more protection that goes into it.
A great trainer once told me that everything in wrestling is going to hurt. The point is to make it hurt less.
Yeah, and it's also to make it look devastating, but also be safe. Like, look at, like, I know people were freaking out at Chris Statlander's return with the move off the apron to Penelope Ford. If you actually look at that, safe as fuck, except for Chris Statlander's ass.
Yeah.
Safe as fuck. But everyone's like, oh my God, she killed Penelope, her neck. No. Penelope was fine. Statlander's ass, on the other hand, that hurt like hell.
Is it just me, or is Marcus Rose being uncharacteristically positive lately?
Sir, we're in cancer culture. You have to watch what you say.
This is Marcus fucking Rose.
I'm saying that's why Marcus Rose has to watch what he says. People are going to come after him.
He didn't fucking care. He invites that
Anyways,
shit. He invites that shit. Just
It's true.
I mean, he's not wrong, but at the same
He's
time,
not wrong.
it's like,
MPX Security apparently does turn out good wrestlers.
yeah. Amazing how that happens. It's almost like they're at a really good training school.
Yeah, who would have thought? But no, Marcus.
Sorry,
Rhodes
looking
is-
up the next matches.
Well, we still got to talk about the main event.
Oh, yeah,
sir.
no. It's called prep work because I'm pretty
Jesus
sure
Christ! I was
you're
about to say, I was like, you are not skipping this.
Oh, no. You know how you said you were going to leave about, you could
Shut
leave
up,
for about
Alex.
30 minutes during the Sebastian match? I know, I could leave here and you'll carry it for the next 30 minutes for the main event.
No.
Because the main event was the excessive violence MPX championship match between Sky de Lacrimosa and Dmitry Alexandrov, the Texas Chainsaw, the Bear Fighter. It was epic.
The tribe imploded.
Yes.
Now this match obviously was built amazingly.
Oh, yes.
Not even just because it's a Rumble winner. Look back before the Rumble and the curse started.
Mm-hmm.
It started with Sky taking the title off Dmitry, and then Dmitry lost after loss after loss, only to come and win the Rumble. And then for Isaac to remind him, no, it's not just this couple of months you've had bad. It's a whole year.
Mm-hmm.
You've had hundreds of years of an Alexandrov curse. And
That whole
there's
thing.
not a better man, and I said this with friends before. You let Isaac tell a story, any story, he will sell it and tell it like no one else.
Mm-hmm.
And Isaac did. And everything, at least from what we're told, and I believe it because it was from Dmitry himself, all that's true.
Yeah.
That entire family history, and apparently there's a lot more fucked up shit in that
Tells
history.
you exactly why he hates the C word so
Exactly. And you keep trying to get me to say it, and I won't.
much.
Kiefer said it. Kiefer's head needs to be taken off, but no, we don't get that match yet.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get that match. We got Luke Langley, which I'm always good with that match, but,
I'm excited for it because, again, like I said, I would watch
just
them
keep that on
100
your
times
sights,
over.
Dimitri. Keep that one on your sights.
Well, because he wants to, he's got to get that second best lariat in Texas. It's not lariat. The Brody line is a clothesline. I'm sorry, although he took Sky's head off with it, but no, this match not only meant a lot to Dmitry, meant a lot to Sky. It meant a lot to me because these are two guys I really connected with recently.
Yeah.
And two guys that I do consider friends and brothers. And I was so excited for this match because it's two of my favorites. It's two of my friends. And I know this is something, because of the COVID and because of the pandemic, we haven't had this type of match in a while. And two men who are blood hungry like these two, they were really looking forward to this.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get as much blood as they were hoping for because Dimitri doesn't
Yeah,
bleed.
I forgot how fucking Teflon Dimitri's skin is.
Jeebus, crow.
Because even when I rewatched the Masada match, I go, huh, he really doesn't bleed that much. Damn.
I don't know.
Fucking metal, like fucking, what is it? Shit, my mind just went blank. The giant X-Men that's all metal.
Colossus.
There we go, Colossus. I don't know why my mind went blank. He's like Colossus. He just doesn't bleed that much.
Shit.
But then you got Sky, which yes, y'all are welcome for all the tax.
Once again, sorry, security.
What? Sorry, they literally rolled my 8,000 tax that we could have reused for several shows over in a canvas and threw it away.
Considering how much blood was on all of those, I'm pretty sure they didn't want to reuse them.
Yes, I understand. You can throw them in bleach and bring them back out. Anyways. No, that barbed wire bat I've never seen, and I watch a lot of hardcore deathmatch wrestling.
You mean the
yeah,
spike bat?
yeah, the barbed wire the tack bat.
Oh, geez.
I've never seen a tack bat stay that way. It's usually individual ones, and they kind of just fall out. No, this was like a line. Like you saw Sky try to take one out and rip like 5 out. It's those. That was great, and then yeah, Sky's shoulder definitely bled. It was a little jacked.
He's like, I have said before, I'm not much of a deathmatch guy. Originally, it was because, thanks to backyarders and everything like that, just that brand of deathmatch wrestling where it was just, hey, let's make the other guy bleed and cheese.
Yeah, no, there's.
It's like, what's the point?
There is
nothing to this.
And there is an art to it. And these two men
it's
can
like
do it.
Sky and Wesley and Dimitri and just like all of these guys have made it to where, okay, now I'm more into death matches.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw this, and I'm like, okay, now I'm still not much of a deathmatch guy because, ow!
The sickle to the back, I thought his back was going to be just gushing blood because it looked deep, and from what I heard, it was deep. But again, Teflon skin. The man just doesn't bleed.
Tommy Dean says he's got to be ready to fight bears, so he's got to have hard skin.
Speaking of which, Tommy Dean's got a huge hardcore match coming up with Wes on May 1st. So best of luck to you, Tommy Dean. I'm sorry.
Aspirin is not as great an idea as you think. Well,
it depends what you're going for.
True.
But anyways, that's behind the curtain. Dimitri and Sky told a beautiful story, and like you said, there is an art to laying out a good hardcore death match, and these two men know it and know it well. Mm-hmm. And they did it. And that tack bat, the barbed wire table, the barbed wire board, everything about this was great. I even when Dimitri went to go hit Isaac, his elbow pad, because of rolling in the tacks, looked full of tacks, and when he hit Isaac, they just went exploding. I'm like, oh, it's almost like he, pretty much loaded up his elbow pad to nail Isaac. It was great. Everything about this match was beautifully done by men who I do consider friends, and I was so happy. Like, I was sad that Sky lost because obviously, yes, how you are with Envy, I guess I am with Sky.
Yeah.
I don't think he should win every title like you do, but
I don't.
Oh, you said it.
I did not.
But no, I do. I think his title run was amazing.
It was.
I think, and like as soon as the match was over, I said thank you.
Yeah.
Because the way he carried that title, the way he carried this match, the way he made kind of Dimitri into what we have now, this conquering hero, was all done through Sky and Isaac. And yes, through Dimitri himself. But if it wasn't told the way it was told, Dimitri still gets popped. Dimitri still gets a reaction. Is it as monumental and as big and as heartfelt feeling without Sky and Isaac doing what they did to get there?
Yeah.
And just to prove how big of a night this was, there was about 4 or 5 MPX wrestlers in the crowd that bought tickets.
Oh, yeah.
Because they wanted to see this. We saw, Wes was there because obviously these are his brothers. This is something that meant a lot to him to watch. We saw Big Fitz, who we haven't seen. I haven't seen that man in forever. It was great to see him. I hope to see him in the ring soon. We saw a ghost. We saw a Viking ghost that was there. It's what? The man's dead.
Yeah, he's supposed to be dead.
He is dead.
But then again, they do say he's from the party halls of Valhalla, and you only get to Valhalla by dying.
No, he's dead.
So
every time you hear him talk, it's just the ghost. He haunts that building. Where you die is where you haunt. Isn't that right?
So, I guess
So he haunts MPX. So yeah, the Viking ghost was there, and it was great to see them. But that's how much. And I don't know if it. I'm sure it was the card in general, but I also feel it was this match. I feel it was this moment that everyone wanted to be there for, because you could have had Sky win. You could have continued to curse, but honestly, that's kind of shitty with the way it was built. Like, as much as I love Sky, and I thought, as much as I usually hate and love the Addicts in Tears, that would have been a bad way to go. So we kind of knew going in Dimitri was going to win, obviously, by the streamers that were there. This was the
epics. I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course you don't.
But this was the epic hero story.
Exactly.
It's like this was the hero's journey of he, reached a crescendo, was brought back down, so he had to fight his way back up to earn that true victory.
Yep.
And it worked.
And I loved how even after the Rumble, it was still losing. I mean, he lost to Angel Camacho after the Rumble. Yeah. I mean, he still was quote unquote cursed, and I thought it was great how that played into it. And again, Isaac and Sky telling that story with 3 weeks prep, 4.
Yeah,
like it was kind of short.
Yeah,
but the story they told made it feel like this has been going on for almost a year and a half.
Yeah. Considering this has only really been going on since just before Cold Day in Hell.
Right. And to have curse proof.
Yeah.
Dimitri coming out with that shirt.
That is awesome.
Was so great.
We need those real shirts, man. I'll buy one.
Well, okay. Maybe.
You put like a Dimitri's logo on it.
Put the logo, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could work. Could sell. Heather, let's get on that.
Yes. Don't kill yourself on it, though. Come on.
Right, yeah.
You work so hard.
She's
Heather
a very
McClendon.
busy lady.
Yeah.
Give her a little bit of slack.
Yeah, it's like
She
Heather
does
McClendon,
great
Lily
work.
Boo,
Creations.
Creations. I was going to say Productions. Like, nope, that's wrong.
That's you.
Yeah, that's me.
Alex
but-
says streamers and barbed wire are a bad combination.
Are they though?
Who is this Alex? Why does he keep bitching?
You know, hobbles.
Oh, Hobbles. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't say it this time.
But it's like Lily Boo Creations. If you see a lot of the MPX shirts, like this one and things like that, it's a lot of that is her work.
Yep.
She puts her heart, her soul, blood, sweat, tears, whole 9 yards. That woman works herself to the bone.
And
the
her
whole
stuff is so good.
And the McClendon family as a whole works themselves to the bone to bring these things. So if you're a wrestler, give her your business and make sure you pay her. If you are a fan, buy the shirts because and appreciate them.
Because also MPX has brought out some really cool shirts with unique designs
Oh,
by Eddie? Ernie? I think it was Eddie.
Yeah.
Obviously we talked about them, but the Metallica looking MPX logo, the Disney
MTV
MPX logo, MTV, they are great designs, and Heather is working on them. Just shoot Lily Boo Creations a message, and they will get your order taken care of. But
may
again,
not be right away, but you'll have to forgive that.
Exactly. She's very busy, and a lot of the talent actually uses her, which is good because her stuff is. I've never had more comfortable shirts. I really haven't.
Yeah.
Like I absolutely hate ordering WWE shirts because they're uncomfortable as hell. Pro wrestling tees is all right, but even sometimes theirs are kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But again, Heather's works and her shirts are some of the best shirts I own. But this match, again, like I said, it meant a lot to these two, and it also meant a lot to me, and I think a lot of addicts in general. And to the two men, thank you, because it was done beautifully.
It was
like
awesome. It was amazing.
It,
not even
it
just the
for
two men,
me,
all three men, because with
Isaac
being
Travis
involved
and Bambi also.
Oh yeah,
Bambi on the outside cringing at every little thing I thought was great.
Yeah,
Bambi is one of my favorite refs because of that, because of his expressions. One, I think his counts are always cadence wise is perfect, so I love that, and just also the charisma and the looks Bambi brings into a match. I love. It's the same reason I love. That's why I think Charles Robinson's one of the best refs. Are his expressions, and that's why I love Bambi as a rep, because the expressions are great.
Yeah.
Eddie says, "Yes, please buy more shirts."
Yeah, that was Eddie. So
Eddie. Yeah.
But yes, these two men put on one hell of a match. Isaac told a great story. I'm looking forward to see where we're going. Obviously, Dimitri
and
that's got a great title defense coming up. And it's what do we do with Isaac, or what do we do with Isaac and Sky? Do we immediately come back and go for the title? Do we take a break?
It's like we don't exactly have. Is like this is why I named this episode. Okay, what now?
Right.
Because we know a little bit of what's going to happen, at least at Leap of Faith next week or in a couple of days. But what's going to happen from here till Purple Rain and beyond, we don't really know, because it's like, okay, the MPX tag team titles have changed. We have new tag champs, which opens the door for a whole lot of tag teams that didn't have opportunities or weren't able to have more opportunities before. We've got a new MPX champion, which don't know what we're going to do with that going forward. But he's a fighting champion, so we'll see some great matches out of that. We don't know what's going to happen from here on exactly, because there's a whole lot going on.
Exactly, and that's the thing, and that's every time after one of these big shows, because we always say we have big four, there's always a reset. Yeah, and this is one of our resets, and you can tell we've got 2 debuts and a return next week. Technically 2 returns. Luke and Eddie.
Oh yeah.
So, Luke isn't ours yet.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah. I love the smoking these.
But you were talking about Sky. What's going to happen with Sky and Isaac? We don't really have a template to work off on that, because the last few champions, after they're no longer champion, retired for a while.
Well, not right away. One did. Hardagas retired right away, and then obviously came back. Wes was around for a little bit, and then
he came back like once, and then he's gone. Dave was missing for 6 months.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I guess by that definition, we're not going to see. Oh, we're not going to see Skyfall.
Yeah, it's like,
well, and that's the thing. We don't know.
We don't know. It's like
and even if you want to look at Isaac, yeah, when Hardagas lost, he still had Sky and Silver.
Yeah,
and then it went to Sky. So I mean, again, and so yeah, we don't know what's going to happen with them, and we don't necessarily know what's going to happen with Dimitri. Yes, he's going to be a fighting champion, but does the curse still loom? Does that something that's still going to play in hand, or is it nope? That's fully gone. I'm now the best MPX champion you'll ever have. You know,
we'll see. I mean,
yeah.
Nuance is not a missing thing from Metroplex Wrestling.
Nope.
So, it's like there could be, levels of depth here and there that we, aren't seeing right out of the gate. But let's go ahead and talk about MPX's Leap of Faith coming this Saturday. We're, like he said, we've got 2 returns and 2 debuts, and I'm looking forward to all of those because the debuts are Dylan Smasher, which, like we've said before, part of the Mafia.
Okay, part of the Mayhem Mafia. We don't know if that's what's going to be brought into MPX, but yes.
I mean, it could be. We're not exactly seeing, they haven't announced a match for him. They just said he's going to be showing up.
Right.
We're going to see Eddie Martinez again, the Power Glider, which I'm still trying to figure out what a Power Glider is.
Well, and that's, again, I think that's where vignettes and video packages would help. Because, when he came in, I think he fought CJ.
Yeah.
I was like, it was a good match. I don't know. It's the same with Max Beckett. I didn't know who or what you're trying to do.
And I would really love to see Max Beckett back.
Again, I was like, it was all right. I don't, who are you? What are your character? Why do I need to care? It's the same with Eddie. Like, I liked what I saw in the ring. I mean, I don't know who or what you are.
That's one of the things that makes MPX unique. And I don't understand why other promotions don't do this themselves. With the MPX Addicts page, which we post, obviously we post there, it allows the wrestlers to interact with the fans. It allows us to continue the story. And even though we're already weekly, I say, we don't work for MPX. Quick disclaimer, we do not work for them. We work with them on occasion.
They allow us to do whatever we're doing.
I was like, we are so grateful to them for letting us do what we do.
But no, and that's the thing. Look at Exodus. I think that's one reason why Exodus, I don't want to say got over, but is as good as he is at being a heel with the Addicts.
Yeah.
Is he uses the Addicts page.
And
again, like I said last week, Tommy Dean, seeing that promo of him and Dimitri talking about his match with Wes, it finally let me go, oh, okay, this is who Tommy is. Cool.
Speaking of Tommy Dean. Speaking of Tommy Dean, I'll tell you where we go from here. New prospect champ, baby.
We'll talk about that one in a moment, but it's like this is something I've actually been thinking of for like the last week, so I got to get into this. But it's like MPXB, even when they were a monthly and a bi-weekly show, still had the Addicts group, and they were able to interact, and that made the show. There's a reason MPX runs this town because they built the fan base, they kept interacting with the fan base, and I think a lot of these other shows, even the ones we don't like so much, would benefit greatly from this kind of thing. Have some place for the fans and the wrestlers to interact, for the show to continue between tapings and shows.
Yeah, once, sadly, when Dexter retires, which he's already announced, he's going to July, I think. It sucks. I get it, because like he even said, he's like, our body's hurt and we're in pain, and bump cards fill, and guess what? My bump cards filled. I'm like, damn, I get it. It sucks. This is something Dexter really seminars. This is something Dexter, not even just wrestling. Yes, he's a great wrestler. Do not get me wrong. He could do wrestling seminars. Fucking social media seminars. There is no one who does it better than Dexter Hardaway as far as getting his name out there, promoting whatever show he's on, promoting himself. People can learn from Dexter, and same with people can learn from Exodus. People can, even most of it is joking. People can learn from Marcus Rose, using social media to showcase not only who you are as a character as far as your wrestling is, but also highlighting the show you're going to be at.
Yeah.
Like I have, and most people know, I have a love-hate with social media because it's given everyone a voice.
But it's also given everyone a voice.
Exactly. It's a good thing and a bad thing. And this is one of the good things you can do from it. Yeah. Because you're going to get show. Case in point, look at Tatum had a show, not on MPX. He had a show on Friday.
Smash Mouth Wrestling.
Yes, with Exodus. Against Exodus, the Players Brawl, which I wish I went to, but I let my own ego not go. If it wasn't for him promoting the hell out of that, I don't think a lot of people would have went to it.
I don't think a lot of people would have known about it.
Exactly. I think, and it's not, they have a great fan base, do not get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
There was a good 15 to 20 maybe that were there because of Tatum.
Yeah.
And that not only helped the promotion, but it also helped Tatum.
And honestly, it would also allow for, the character differences between the different shows. I mean, Exodus over at MPX is a, consummate heel, total asshole, everything like that. There are other shows where he's a face.
Yep.
And so, having different groups would allow him he posts in the MPX Addicts group, and he's an asshole to everybody. He posts in the All Pro group.
Yep. And,
he and his best friend, Kari Wright, are talking about how badass they are together and everything like that. And never have to, he doesn't have to split the difference, I guess. Because there was one post he made earlier where, he's joking around and being positive with everybody else. Doug comments, and he's suddenly asshole Exodus.
And it's like
it's a little jarring.
And that's also, I think that's also on us as fans too, is to kind of realize and know when and what not to do. Which, I mean, it's kind of hard, especially for people like Doug and kind of you yourself, because you play that strict face.
Yeah,
you play that strict. No, I'm going to hate you no matter what. And so when you see,
but I at least do it with the context of when I see Exodus post something that has nothing to do with MPX, I'm just like, okay, I'm talking to the Exodus that I get along with.
Right.
If he's posting in context to MPX, then it's
where we pay taxes.
Yeah, where we pay our Exodus appreciation tax. Then I'm snarky right back at him.
Right.
So it's like it's all about the context, and I think that the separation of having different fan groups like that would.
Well, and that's the thing I've never understood, and I get, at least from what we've been told by other people, MPX Management is not the most well liked. But why people don't follow? Because again, if you look at MPX's history, that's why they're successful. They didn't jump right away trying to go too big. They started out. They did monthly. Okay, we'll do bi-weekly. Okay, we got our own building. Let's try weekly. We'll do this. Oh, let's get a network. Oh, they continually built up. They didn't just start, boom, let's do everything right here, right now, like this.
We're gonna do from our very first show. Try to what was told to me. Try to tickle Vince's balls.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why you haven't seen anything from AWE or EWA, whatever they're supposed to be.
They actually paid their talent there, right?
I think they paid them for the one show, yes.
It's better than some got paid working 4 shows, technically.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But no, that's that's the thing. You can't. If people would, and it is hard because it's also wrestling. It's very political and backstabby, and it's very ego driven. If people
High school never ends.
It doesn't. If people do swallow their ego and they look at MPX and how they built, there would probably be a lot more successful wrestling promotions around, but people want to do their own thing.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I think that doing your own thing, making who you are very well known, that's great. But things work for a reason.
I think a good example is look at New Texas Pro and Heavy Metal. Heavy Metal's now doing weekly shows that they film. Because they have their own building.
God, if there's ever a show that I think should have a page like the MPX or a group like the MPX.
Heavy Metal. Heavy Metal would do very well with because those. Again, I love hate with San Antonio fans, but the San Antonio fans are fucking passionate as hell.
Oh yeah.
Especially Heavy Metal fans, they are passionate about heavy metal, and the workers that work Heavy Metal are very passionate, and they should be. It's a great promotion. I enjoy my time down there when I go, but they have their own weekly show that they now do on IWTV. Mall Madness Tuesdays is great.
Yes.
New Texas Pro is growing, and they grew right. I think I don't know if we can say it or not, but Kiefer fucking is a great promoter.
He knows what he's doing.
Kiefer is a hell of an eye for talent because there's so many people he pulls on that I've discovered because of New Texas. I'm like, who is this? And then he puts them on, and you're like, oh, they're good. Like he knows his talent and. His cards are laid out well. He brings in great talent. He balances right of using homegrown Texas talent and big names. He melds them very well together.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't just rely on one.
Other promotions try very well, but VIP used to be really good about Texas talent. Now it's more about big names against our students, and it just isn't working for me. That's one reason why I kind of stopped. And it's not a slight. I don't want people to think I'm talking bad, because they're like, again, Players Brawl was kind of their thing, and it was good from what I saw. I think New Texas and Kiefer has that amazing balance of homegrown Texas talent and big name notoriety. Yeah. And they meld well together. And again, they used to be bi-monthly. Now they're every month, it seems. Sometimes twice a month.
And considering they're a traveling show, I don't expect them to go to bi-weekly or weekly anytime soon. But still.
But again, it's working for them.
Yeah.
And it's doing well, and people really should check out IWTV just for those two promotions alone. And then you can also go back. They have ACW on there. You can go see where Sky and Silver are treated like gods because ACW crowd loves them. Yeah. And again, there's so many other promotions on there. If you just like wrestling in general, check it out. It's $9.99. It's a good deal. I know we're plugging IWTV, and I'm sorry, but I love wrestling, and I like promoting Texas wrestling, and there's some good Texas wrestling on there.
The WWE network is dying, so you know what? They can put that money towards IWTV.
The stupidest fucking thing in the world. Oh my God, don't get me started.
Oops, sorry, folks.
Jesus Christ. Fucking, I'm so mad, because as soon as they announced it, I go, well, that sucks. There goes all the content. And they're like, oh no, we'll move everything over. No, you're not. You're not moving anything over. And then they're like, oh, we'll have everything over in a year. No, you won't, because now you're editing shit out. Don't get me started.
God, it was bad enough that you had to search and find anything for Crispin 1. It's not going to be in there at all.
No. And
which is going to make WrestleMania 20 suck.
I get the WrestleMania 6 blackface with Piper and bad news on. I get it is a touchy thing. But if you actually watch what he was doing and the story he was telling, it wasn't meant to be that way. It's not the way people are taking it. It's just someone who doesn't know anything about wrestling was scrumming through and goes, oh, that's blackface. We can't have that. Anyways.
Yeah. So, yeah, talking about all of that. Yeah, get IWTV, get the MPX network, of course. So, all that stuff. Moving on. Let's see. We've got Eddie Martinez coming in. Still want to know what a power glider is. Dylan Smasher coming in from East Texas. That'll be awesome. And coming from South Texas, since we were talking about that, Aaron Harms?
Yeah, I meant to look him up. I haven't seen him.
Yeah.
So
apparently he's making waves down south. So that Southern Texas talent that we were talking about, we get to see some of that here this week, and that'll be awesome.
Yep.
And of course, let's talk about the two matches we know actually is going to happen.
Yeah, there's two matches happening. There also was, we don't know the match, but Exodus will be defending the Addicts title.
Yeah, Exodus will be defending the Addicts title, and of course, Dave and Tatum will be defending the tag team titles. We just don't know their opponents yet.
Right.
But the two that we do know,
every title's on the line then.
Looks like.
Yeah.
Looks like. Joe Angelo Garcia will be defending, especially after the wonky way that he finished the last match, he will be defending the MPX Prospect Championship against 3 other men.
Which is not fair to Joe.
Oh, come on. It's perfectly fine. I mean, he's got so much sauce, he's got enough to go around.
Again, I joked on Mainline, but I'm kind of serious right now. If Jimmy Aller was still here,
I know,
this would not be happening. You're going to make his 4th defense a fatal 4-way.
But a fatal 4-way against the Mad Prince, against Casey Clay, and against Tommy Dean. So we're gonna, like I said, we're happy to see you back, man.
Yes. And again, for the Prospect title, it's crazy. Again, we were torn with Jackson and Joe. It's weird because now I'm like, you know what? If Casey wins, I think I'm really okay with that. As much as I want Joe to win, cash in, and get that moment, I think I'm okay with Casey. Just because Casey's good, he's young, and I don't want the Prospect title to go away so quick.
Yeah.
And my problem with Jackson having it was we've already seen it. This is something new. If Tommy Dean or Casey or Matt Prince has it, it's something different and new.
Yeah. It's like Tommy Dean, that'll just mean we get to see him more.
Exactly.
Which is going to be good.
Yeah.
If the Mad Prince wins it, I don't know. Maybe we could see the first time that the Prospect title is cashed in for the tag belts.
Because Dave set that precedent, you can cash in on whatever title you want.
Yeah. So it's like, I think that would be interesting to see. And of course, if Casey takes it, that sets up something new and really interesting for Casey Clay.
What if he cashed in and go against Tatum?
Well, I mean, who would he choose as his partner, though? Because obviously his,
he doesn't need friends. Remember, friends hold you down.
So what? He's going to win the tag team titles all by himself?
The Prospect title is for a title, so it's single. Yeah. So him versus Tatum, the winner of the tag champs, he gets to pick whatever partner he wants later. Dave doesn't even have to be in the match.
Although I do want to see Dave versus Casey.
Dave versus Casey would be really good.
Yeah.
But no, this match, Jesus, you've got 4 great talents. Yeah. You've got Joe, who we've talked about before, has got to be one of the quickest in the ring. Going in there.
It's 4 high flyers.
Yeah. I mean, Matt Prince and Tommy Dean can definitely go and fly too. So this match is going to be crazy. It's going to be chaotic. I'm really looking forward to it. One, probably because it is our only 2 match to announce, but it's also just, again, 4 amazing talents.
It really is.
This is going to be great to see. And if the Mad Prince is there, usually we see both of them. So maybe Gabe's going to do something later. Who knows? Maybe he gets a rematch with Silver.
Maybe he gets a match against Exodus.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe he's the defense.
Maybe. Who knows? Or I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. And then, of course, the MPX Championship match of Dmitry Alexandrov taking on, once again, Luke Langley.
Yes, which, again, I'm like, I kind of want to see Luke go against other MPX guys, but again, I'm okay seeing him and Dmitry fight 100 times over because, man, their matches are so good.
Yeah, but will it be as fun without Kiefer there?
I think so, because, again, it's, Luke and Dmitry are great in the ring together.
Yeah, they are.
They have...
This is one of those fight forever kind of pairings.
Exactly. And it's one of those where the chemistry is so good and smooth, and it just, again, it goes kind of like you were saying, where they look like they beat the hell out of each other.
Yeah.
Tommy Dean says, "Stop, you're making me blush."
Hey, if you win the match, that'll be awesome. We get to see you more. That'd be great.
That, or we just never see the title again for a while.
No, we already did that one with the cool.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying there's a precedence that's been set.
True.
That people can take the titles and just go away.
Yeah.
That was one thing I was worried about when Wes first got the title. I was like, man, he's not going to make that drive every Saturday.
And he did.
He did, and I was shocked as hell, but it was great. I mean, it was 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
So it was always great when that happened. So, yeah, that's the level of commitment. So. And who questioned his loyalty to MPX? I don't like hearing random voices in your house.
Yeah. But it's like the match between Dmitry and Langley is going to be really, really awesome.
Yep.
It's like we've seen it before, and I think it's just going to get, they're going to do everything they can to make it fresh, make it real, make it just awesome and everything. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen. And of course, what's going to happen from here.
Right. I'm very curious to see, the reaction that Dmitry is going to have when he first comes out with that title is going to be great. And I personally can't wait for it because I don't know, to see him with because we didn't really we got, a minute of him holding the MPX title.
Well, he had to go back to the back and get patched up.
Well, no, I'm not even talking about, I'm talking about when he first won. We never got him having a champion's entrance.
Yeah.
Now we're getting a champion's entrance. We're getting... him turning around, holding up the MPX title on the ramp with the music blaring. It's going to be a really good, feel-good moment for a lot of the addicts.
So, yeah, definitely looking
And watch it be ruined because Luke's going to attack him or something. Be like, damn it!
Why? I noticed something actually kind of funny. Saw the picture of Dmitry holding the MPX championship. And I'm like, why does this look so familiar? So I went and looked through a couple of things, and it's exactly the same pose and placement as when he won the Addicts Championship to become the inaugural Addicts Champion. It's like, oh, wow. Bookends.
Right.
First championship, latest championship.
And I think that's one thing I liked about Dimitri's title win, which obviously, because it was very emotional filled, I like when champions... no matter how many times they win it, it always seems like their first time.
Yeah.
One reason Edge was always one of my favorites. Look at all 11 title wins he had.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of them, he broke down in tears. And every one of them seemed like the very first time him winning.
Yeah.
And it meant something. And that's, to me, when you... The title can be a prop, yes. But when a wrestler makes it look and feel like something, it translates.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly... And again, like I said, it's because it was very emotional with Dimitri. But it looked like it meant something, and therefore the addicts took it that way. If you just kind of take it and win, it doesn't mean like look at and granted I know it's what he's supposed to be doing, but look how Exodus won the title, where he literally just grabbed it, held it in front of Doug. Well, Doug wasn't there, but he held it where Doug would be sitting.
Yeah.
And you saw where they're going with this. The title doesn't mean anything to him.
Yeah, it's like that's a very specific.
Exactly. But again, it brought a story to the title. Now, when you have someone like, look at Dave and Tatum. Dave, there's a great picture of Dave looking at the tag title. And it's probably because he hadn't been wrestling for 6 months, but you could tell he's about to break down.
Like I was going to say, he was getting emotional on Mainline.
I mean, it's the way he looked at it was amazing. And again, when wrestlers make the titles mean something, it's beautifully done. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I think it was Bambi that posted it. There's nothing better than wrestling. And when it's done right, and I mean really, really done right, like Saturday was, there's nothing fucking better than
John
pro
Oliver
wrestling.
had the best line, wrestling is better than the things you like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's really one of the greatest things ever. We love it so very much. But I'm noticing that we are roughly on almost 2 hours here, so it was
a good card.
Yeah, it was a good card.
I knew we'd go long because we were going to gush a lot.
Oh yeah, and then we started talking about other things because that's what we do.
Well, you had to gush for an hour on Sebastian alone.
What are you talking about? But either way, thanks for watching MPX Addict. Let us know what you think is going to... You are one to talk.
I don't know what you're talking about.
In honor we trust, right?
Who?
But let us know what you think is going to happen in MPX.
Let me find something to throw at him.
Who do you think is going to make waves going forward from here? Because obviously, new championships means new challengers. New challengers means new blood a lot of times. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen from here.
I don't know if we have another new canvas waiting, so we can't. There's no.
Okay, maybe not that much blood. Yeah.
If you bleed, roll outside really quick.
Yeah, please. But Gotch be with you, MPX Wrestling.
See y'all Saturday. It always freaks me out when you say no mark out.
Oh yeah, mark out. Yeah.
There you go.
Come on. Work with me. Fuck it.
You get it finally?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, can I talk yet?